Today I am talking about pay with your face, rail ticketing for the future. This thing is not implemented so far anywhere in the Indian Railways, but this is just a food for thought for all of us in this plenary hall for discussion, and also in the various forums worldwide. This topic is being discussed in one way or the other. So the outline for my presentation is as follows: ticketing method over the years, concern in the existing methods, the proposed solution and the implementation plan. Then from the business point of view, the strength, challenges, apprehensions and the usability and the way forward. As all of us know, that train ticketing over the year has been evolved. Firstly, there was a cash-based ticketing system. We used to go across the counter and simply purchase the ticket. Then with the internet and computers, online ticketing system came somewhere in the 1990s. And then with the start of the metro railways, the smart cars-based ticketing we are seeing it all over. So here I am mixing both the types of train ticketing, the intercity train ticketing and intracity, which is also called the metro, taken together as far as the ticketing domain is concerned. And then we will come to the main solution. As all of us know that over the decades, the three types of ticketing methods have their own benefits and concerns. The cash was the simplest one because it was the easiest to use, but you have to stand in the long queues. You have to travel twice, first for buying the ticket, maybe 15-20 days in advance, and then on the final day for actual travel. So there were 2 times traveling. And then the cash handling part itself. When the online ticketing came, it saves the time because you can sit at home and straight away book the tickets. You don't have to travel twice, and it was cashless. But when online ticketing came, there were concerns that it was not easy to use for the non-tech savvy people. In the initial days, they were concerned about the cyber security concerns, and it was mainly for the intercity use. Then the smart card came, which came with so many like DMRC and all the metros. It saves time, it is cashless, it is easy to use, and it is lesser, hardly any cyber risk. But the concern that it is subject to loss, theft. Usability is restricted only for the intracity use because it is not applicable in the mainline train ticketing. And finally, with the card system, in last 20-30 years, our life is identified with just a bunch of 5-6 cards which we have to carry in our pocket every day. One card for your office, one card for your university, one for your club, debit card, credit card, metro card, and so many things. So are we making our life dependent on cards, or is there a way that we can get rid of this business of cards? So basically the 4 types of concerns in all the 3 ticketing system were: how can we manage time, how can we minimize the cash handling, misuse or transfer of the ticket, and it has to be user friendly. Even the illiterate person should be able to use it without any hitch, without any apprehension in the mind. So what I am proposing, that replace the smart travel card system what is in the metros at present with the biometrics managed e-wallet. In other words, what I am saying, substitute alphanumeric password in that smart card with the biometrics password. In other words, it means you simply enter the train premises, the metro premises. There should be cameras around, and by recognizing the face or any other biometric tool which is acceptable to the government or to all of us, your money should be deducted and you should be able to travel seamlessly. This is just the start of that. Tomorrow the same model can be applied in the malls, cinema halls, restaurants, anywhere you go, but it is just what I said in the beginning, it is a food for thought. I don't find any real apprehension in implementation of this solution. This is going to come, it is just a matter of time. maybe 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. I don't think more than that it will come. So it is the question who has to start, whether India wants to start it or we want to left it to the Western world as usual. So what the implementation plan should be that a pilot project should be developed in a rail metro under the overall supervision of government. Of course, there will be partnership with forensic, cyber, e-banking sectors to develop it. When I'm saying this thing, I can see this faces that people might have apprehensions of privacy, security, feasibility as usual. But as far as privacy is concerned, I don't think that this is a big issue in this matter, because we are not sharing any data with any private sector. It has to be under the overall supervision of the government. On one hand, we are seeing that biometric attendance is now there in every office, whether it is government, private, most of the big sectors are having attendance, and the data is managed by some of the private sector player under the supervision of government. Even when we travel abroad, we go take Schengen visa, UK visa, US visa, we don't even think twice of sharing our biometric data with a foreign government. So at least we can trust our own country government, whoever they are in the power, for sharing our own data. And if the privacy concern, if we agree at some point that there is no issue in this, then rest of the things has nothing to do with the citizen. It has to be done only by the developer of this tool. As far as the developers challenge is there, it is basically about the registration for the data for the citizens. Let it not be done at the country level, it can be done at the city level, and let the old system of token travel or the card travel can continue at the same time along with the biometric ticketing. Parallelly, it may be optional, it may be given some sort of incentive, 2%, 5% discount, just to incentivize the people to opt for it. Storage of data, I don't think it is a big problem with so many clouds or the technology going so advanced. And the biggest challenge what I apprehend is the fast processing of the data, because the person entering the station, he has to he can't hold the camera for long. So it has to detect that at the back end, the person will be linked to a wallet like Paytm, Google Pay or something like that. Whether the money is there, it will permit the person to cross that boundary. If the money is not there in the wallet linked to that person, it will stop it. So basically that fast processing in less than a second, that is the biggest challenge, but I don't think it is a real problem when the technology has developed so far. And let's come back to our original problem. Can this address the concern which we identified earlier? Cash handling, it is not required. Security and transferability, because the card can be transferred to another person, but my own biometrics cannot be transferred to any other person. If I have to travel, so my own biometrics is required, someone else cannot do this. It is easy to be used, easy for all citizens. It does not require any skill, and your time is also saved. What are the other benefits? That in case of subsidized fares, maybe for senior citizens, women, children, the benefit will go to the right user, however small they may be. Number two, it enhances the security in case of detecting the crimes. You can trace the movement of the person, and if someone is not indulging into any crime, he should not worry about this aspect. Thirdly, in times to come, this method can be addressed for seamless travels across different modes, different regions. It can be applied to taxis, buses, other things. And what I said in the beginning, if the technology sees through, it is successful, it can be implemented in the restaurant, malls, any place you want, it can be implemented. The question comes, why it is, if it is so simple, why it is not being implemented, why it has not seen the light of the day. As far as my understanding is concerned, whether we are in the government or in the private sector, we work in silos. So the banking sector, the cyber security and forensic sector, government, all of them are working in silos. Everyone thinks that what I make, so there has to be buyer for that. If I have to partner with some other sector with totally different domain knowledge, there comes some sort of basic human resistance. So if we cross that boundary, I don't think there is any big difference, because all these things are working separately, independently in different sectors in an excellent manner world over. What simply requires the integration, partnership of these sectors working together and give a very useful solution to the mankind. Now let's see what are the, if we go ahead, if you have to choose the different, the best biometric option, they can be classified by two ways. One is the contact type and one is the contactless type. So the contactless type will be the best one. And secondly, they can also be classified, one based on the behavior like signature, like keystroke, how you behave in different situations. One is the static type, fingerprint, high, face. So I think seeing all of them together, the best option according to me will be the face recognition. If we see the relative market share of biometric technologies world over, the fingerprint, hand and voice are having the maximum market share in the world over. The first value in this is for the US, and the second one in the bracket is for the whole world taken together. But as my recommendation is for the face, it is 3.9% world over, which is a reasonably good percentage. And if in the current situation, I think this will be the best suited solution. On the lighter side, someone may say that could heartbeat may also replace passwords at some point of time. And so what are we waiting for? On one hand, we have seen the technology where in the medical science, in case of weather forecast, 14-15 days in advance, we have gone in the depth of the sea. We have satellites world over. So what this biometric technology is very simple technology compared to all these fields. And as Henry Ford has said, coming together is a beginning, staying together is a progress, and working together is a success. Thank you very much.